Hey, team, what's up? We have a quiz coming up. Quiz is going to be this week. It's going to be on Thursday, and you're going to have a couple days here to review because we don't have school on Tuesday, and I'm going to give you today and Wednesday in order to finish this review. It's, I believe, 16 questions. Yeah, 16 questions. But I want you to take your time on this. Do it with some efficacy, meaning you pay attention and really try it because there's only 16 questions over 2 days. But I'm going to go through a couple of the problems with you and show you how to get started on them. So pay close attention to this video, and if you need to pull it back up to help with the problems, go ahead and do so, and hopefully it helps you with the other ones as well. And if you have questions, make sure you let me know. So let's jump right into it. Number one here says that Alex surveyed his friends about recent driving trips their family took for vacation. Write the appropriate unit rate for each distance traveled. So we got a couple questions here about distance travel. And the rate at which his family traveled on this vacation was 200 miles in 4 hours. And we usually write that as a fraction, right? 200 over 4. Now, unit rate, remember, refers to not the rate, right, at which they're traveling, 200 over 4. We don't want to know how many miles they traveled in 4 hours. Unit rate refers to 1, right? So not how many miles they traveled in 4 hours, but how many miles they traveled in 1 hour. And all the practice that we've done with ratios would be to find a way to get from 4 down to 1, and then do the same thing to the miles at the top. And then that should tell us how many miles they traveled per hour. And that would be unit rate. So that's how you're going to start off on problem number 1 there. The next one that I want to talk about, number 2, is the same thing. Number 3 is a very similar problem. Number 4 asks you to find which of these refers to unit rate. My suggestion would be to go down through here and actually write what it would look like as a fraction. And if it has a 1 on the bottom, then it must be unit rate. For example, the first one here, carrots cost $2 per pound. That will be $2 per pound. That's a unit rate because we're talking about 1 pound. So go down through here and find out what are the rest of them that would qualify as unit rates. If we keep moving on through here, 5 is a great unit rate question because it gives you 4 boxes for $5. And when you go to find the unit rate there, you will get a decimal. So that's a good problem there to practice getting a decimal for an answer. But I want to look at number 6. This says there are 50 white stars and 13 stripes on the flag. If there are 7 red stripes in the US flag and the rest are white stripes, what is the ratio of white stars to white stripes? So we're trying to find this ratio here. And as you can see, the ratio is written with a colon, which we normally use fractions, but colons are okay too. So we'll do stars to white stripes, right? So let's go ahead and get those numbers that we have, right? Well, how many stars are there on the US flag? There are 50. So we'll use 50 for our number here. And then white stripes. Well, it tells us there are 7 red stripes, but it doesn't tell us how many white stripes there are. It does tell us that there's 13 stripes total. So if 7 of them are red, then the rest of them would be white. So if we do 13 minus 7, we would find out that there are 6 white stripes. So the ratio of stars to white stripes is 50 to 6. Now, if we look over here at our answers, we don't see a 50 to 6. Now, that does not mean that we just pick 50 to 7 because it's closest. Usually, if we don't see our ratio that we get here in our answers, it means that this needs simplified, right? So maybe it's not 50 to 6, but maybe these two got divided down by something to find a more simplified version of that ratio. I'll leave you guys to find that one. Moving on, if we get to, say, problem number 8. Problem numbers 8, 9, 10, and 11 are all the same essential question. They're just asking you different things about it. So if it looks like you're doing the same question, you're not. Read the question carefully because it's asking you for part A, the ratio of raisins to oats is equal to 3 to 5. So you look at raisins, which is 6, and oats is 10, and tell me if 3 to 5 is equivalent to that. That's true or false. And this is just going to keep giving you different scenarios, and you tell me if those are true or false. Question number 12 is another one with a decimal, which is a good practice to have there. So see if you can figure out how to turn 250 to $15 a month, and then reduce that down to cost per minute. So we're dividing that down, finding unit rate. The next one I want to go over is going to be problem number 14. And 14 is a three-parter here. 14, 15, 16 are all the same question with the same problem with different questions. So we'll start here on part A on number 14. It says Jaslyn wants to buy a carton of juice. She could buy a 48-ounce container for $2.88 or a 64-ounce container for $3.20. What is the cost per ounce of the juice in the 48-ounce container? So we would need to find that ratio of 288 for 48 ounces. And what we want to do is find out what it is a cost per 1 ounce. Right? So we would take that and divide it by 48. Now we'd have to do the same thing to the price as well, right? We would take $2.88 and divide it by 48 to figure out what it costs per ounce in that juice container. So we would do 288 divided by 48 and see how many times 48 goes into 288. It's not going to go into 2, it doesn't go into 28, but it does go into 288. It's going to be a little bit of work on that one, but again, not a lot of problems on this one. You guys have 2 days to do them. Please try your best. And if you have questions about specific problems, please email me. I can email me a picture of your work or something, or just email me a question about it. I can answer those questions. I can really help you guys out. But you got to be ready for this quiz coming up. This is going to be the first grade of the next quarter. So get it done, and I will see you guys either in Zoom or class on Thursday, Friday for your quiz.